The ocean has always held a mysterious allure, its depths shrouded in darkness, concealing secrets as ancient as time itself. When marine biologist Dr. Evelyn Carter embarks on an expedition to study a newly discovered trench, she is unaware that she is about to awaken something that has lain dormant for centuries. What begins as a scientific endeavor soon descends into a nightmarish struggle for survival as eerie whispers rise from the abyss, calling her name. The Neptune's Wake, a state-of-the-art research vessel, glides over the endless expanse of the Pacific. Its mission, to explore the Mariana Abyss, an uncharted trench even deeper than Challenger Deep. Dr. Evelyn Carter, a seasoned marine biologist, leads the team with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Alongside her are oceanographer Dr. Richard Hale, geologist Sarah Torres, engineer Mark Ellis, and deep-sea diver James Harlow. As they approach their destination, sonar scans reveal anomalies, geometric patterns on the sea floor, unnatural formations that should not exist. The deeper they go, the more the ocean resists. Currents grow violent, equipment malfunctions, and then the first voice is heard over the sonar, a distorted, sorrowful whisper that should not exist. As the ship reaches the designated coordinates, tension spreads among the crew. The trench below them is an anomaly, a void untouched by human eyes. As Mark calibrates the sonar, strange interference disrupts the readings. The screen flickers, showing what appears to be a pulsating light deep within the abyss. The first deep-sea probe is deployed, descending into the ink-black void. It captures footage of bizarre structures, monolithic pillars covered in unreadable glyphs, some appearing eroded by time yet unnaturally preserved. Then, static fills the monitors. Just before the connection is lost, something massive shifts in the darkness. Evelyn, reviewing the footage, grows uneasy. The formations resemble no known geological structure. She cross-references the symbols with maritime myths, tales of an ancient city swallowed by the sea, a place whispered about in hushed tones by old sailors. The name arises again and again. Nith Zara, the sunken maw. The first night aboard Neptune's Wake is restless. Crew members report hearing voices over their comms, whispers weaving through the static. James, unable to sleep, ventures onto the deck, staring into the abyss. The water is unnaturally still. Then, a ripple disturbs the surface, as if something enormous had just passed beneath the ship. The next morning, Mark discovers their instruments have been tampered with. Recordings are corrupted, memory cards wiped clean except for faint echoes of something speaking. Sarah, reviewing the sonar logs, finds a disturbing pattern, a repetition of a phrase in an unidentifiable language. When slowed down, the phonetics resemble a voice calling Evelyn's name. Despite the crew's growing unease, the decision is made to send a manned submersible, the Deep Star, into the trench. James and Evelyn descend, their lights slicing through the infinite blackness. As they approach the monolithic structures, something massive shifts in the periphery. Their instruments detect a low-frequency hum, like a deep-sea chant reverberating through the water. Suddenly, the Deep Star's systems flicker. The submersible tilts as if something is pulling it downward. James fights to regain control, but for a brief moment, the cameras capture a colossal shadow slithering through the ruins, an entity with too many eyes, too many limbs. Then, silence. The power surges back, and they ascend, shaken but alive. Evelyn, now obsessed, dives into ancient texts and oceanic folklore. The sunken maw is said to be a prison, a place where something old and hungry waits. The voices grow louder. The crew begins seeing things, reflections moving independently in mirrors, shadowy figures standing at the edges of their vision. A storm brews over the trench, trapping Neptune's wake. Equipment malfunctions escalate, lights flicker, electronic devices short out. Mark, once skeptical, now believes something is inside the ship. Crew members hear knocking within the walls. guttural whispers seeping through the vents. One night, Richard vanishes without a trace. His last words, captured on an audio log, are chilling. It knows we are here. A frantic search yields nothing, only a wet, briny outline of his body on the deck. Panic sets in. They are no longer alone. Evelyn makes a chilling discovery. Centuries-old records of a vanished expedition that sought to uncover the abyss. Their final log mirrors what is happening now. Phantom voices, vanishing crew, madness taking hold. Sarah, growing desperate, suggests they leave, but the ship's engines fail. The abyss has claimed them. James, suffering from hallucinations, mutters an unfamiliar chant. His eyes glaze over and he whispers in a voice not his own, "It is awake." Time distorts. The ship's hallways stretch infinitely. Doors open to places that should not exist, endless ocean where walls should be. Mark enters his cabin and finds himself back in his childhood home. Only it is wrong. Something watches from the dark corners. Evelyn and Sarah attempt to send a distress signal, but the transmission warps into an inhuman shriek. The sea begins to rise unnaturally, waves forming twisted, skeletal hands reaching for the vessel. Sarah succumbs to the abyss, walking into the ocean willingly, her eyes black pits. Mark attempts to stop her but is dragged under by something unseen. James, now completely possessed, repeats the chant, his body contorting unnaturally. Evelyn, the last survivor, realizes the only way to end this is to confront the abyss. Donning a deep-sea suit, she descends alone into the trench. As Evelyn descends, the ruins glow with an eerie bioluminescence. She sees them. Monolithic beings, frozen in time, their eyes opening as she passes. Then she finds it, the entity at the heart of the abyss, a godlike horror stirring from its slumber. It speaks in a language she does not understand, yet she feels its meaning. You have heard the call. Now, you belong. Weeks later, Neptune's wake is found adrift. Empty. No crew, no signs of life, except for a single transmission looping endlessly. The abyss remembers. The recording is not Evelyn's voice, it is something else. And in the depths, the echoes continue to whisper.